Yeah, mentally, physically.
You know, I thought they really tried hard today. I thought the effort was good. I was pleased with the effort. I was pleased with you know, the approach that they came out here with, and there was enthusiasm. So I was pleased with that. You know, the one thing I just told the players is that we just got to get a lot better. You could just tell it was the first day, but you know, we got to finish better. We got to focus on the little things better. You know, and so we'll expect a big you know, big jump in terms of the fundamentals and the techniques, and you know, doing all those little things, running to the ball better. You know, on both sides of the ball, and you know, finishing more.
You had to like Ricardo today. It looked like he was pretty poised.
I thought he did some good things. A lot of things he didn't do well, you know. But again, it was good to get out here. He showed you know, good command of the offense and knowing what it was all about. But again, you know, just so many technical and so many little things for him to work on. And you can see that he's kind of been away from it, you know, for a little bit. But you see the natural athleticism that he has.
Do you like seeing that emotion there at the end?
Yeah, well, you know, you know, it's one of those things where you know, you have the defense where you know, because we're not in pads, you're tagging off, and then you know, the offense is over there cheering every time they run in the end zone, where they're going to run into the end zone every time because guys are tagging off on them, and then you know, then it creates the defense as okay, you know, you want to do that. So, but you know, it's good because they're, you know, you can see the competitiveness. You know, you can see that the camaraderie, and you know, and it's, you know, like I said, you know, Albert Reed was running hard all day. I mean, that was the thing. I mean, Albert's a competitor, and he's one of the guys that is been one of the leaders for us this off season in terms of the teams and the competitions we have. So it's good to see that, and it's good to see, you know, like I said, you know, every once in a while you're going to have some of those skirmishes, but you know, I think that's good.
Speaking of Albert, it looked like he was getting some first team work today.
Well, we were rotating all three of the backs, you know, and. But he was, you know, just doing that. It was, again, when you have three guys and making sure that you get enough reps for everybody, and you're spreading them out. So, you know, he'll continue to get some of that, you know, some of that work too.
Along those lines, anyone else catch your eye today? Next day, like the newcomers.
You know, it's hard to, you know, today, you know, when you get a chance to go back and take a look at the film. But you know, I thought for the most part, you know, guys. I mean, I don't think Dion, Will, or Silvano, you know, looked out of place and everything else. I mean, you saw them out there doing things and making plays, and again, you know, I'll kind of reserve judgment and comments until we get about, you know, after practice 4, when we can see some of these guys with the pads on and, you know, see who's made. The one thing I've been pleased with is, you know, we sat down yesterday and you know, met as a staff, and you know, these guys have really worked you know, really hard in the 5 weeks. We made significant gains from a strength standpoint in the 5 weeks that you know, we had our, you know, winter conditioning and off-season program. So, you know, again, and now what we got to do is carry that over, the strength that they've earned to you know, what we're doing on the field. So, you know, again, now we're into the second phase of the, you know, with spring ball now. So, but I was pleased with what they did in the winter, and now, you know, we got to have the same kind of intensity and same kind of production, you know, here with spring ball.
Do you think Bowers and Jefferson give you a little more athleticism on the edge this year? What do you like about them?
Well, you know, again, I think they you know, you know, and you hate to say, you know, too much right now, but you know, just in terms of some of the things, I mean, Quentin's come along. You know, Quentin has really come along and done some better things. You know, Keith has, you know, been, you know, proved that he can play. But again, they do. They have some quickness. Sure, they have short area quickness, and they have the ability, you know, to you know, get around people, where we can use them from a movement standpoint. But I think both of those guys, and you know, the other guy that's coming along is with his rehab is Andre. So you're going to have some, you know, guys who have quickness. But you know, the big thing is they're getting stronger. You know, that's the other thing. They're getting stronger.
Right. Are there any specific areas in Ricardo's game you'd like to see him work on and develop?
Everything. You know, I mean, you know, the thing that, you know, the thing that we have to get, you know, Ricardo to understand is, yes, he is a very gifted athlete, but you know, he's got to learn to do the things technically, you know, the right way. I mean, there was a couple times a day, like, you know, we were running a naked, and you know, didn't have any depth, you know, coming out of there. So it's those things that we've got to get him, that, you know, he just can't go back there and rely just on your athletic ability. You're going to have to do things the way that, you know, that we want them done, and do them that way, and it's going to make him more effective, and it's going to make our, you know, our offense, you know, more effective, because, you know, if he doesn't take proper depths, or if he doesn't, you know, get the depth on his drops, you know, then the timing and the passing game's, you know, not gonna be there. Or, you know, if he's not, you know, making the correct read or using the right footwork, you know, in terms of the run game and some of the read zone things, you know, then it doesn't time up. So that's, we're gonna have to just get him, you know, honed in, and really get him to understand that, hey, we gotta, you know, be this way in terms of, so everything meshes up and everybody can be productive.
How do you like his throwing today?
I thought that there was, for the most part, I thought he was pretty good today. But again, a lot of it, you know, where he had his issues is because of, you know, the drop, or not getting enough depth when we did have him on the move. But for the most part, you know, I thought that, you know, when they've got the half line Skelly, that, you know, I thought we caught the ball pretty good. I mean, I'm just thinking in my mind. I mean, I thought Malcolm Coleman had a pretty good day. You know, just watching him out there, and I thought Amba did. You know, but again, those are young guys. We still got to get them to come back to the ball. So we still got a lot of work to do. But you know, we do have some guys to work with. That's for sure. They can make some things happen.
Coach, what about Steinball and Adams? What do you think about those guys right now? What do they bring to the table?
I think Dave, you know, Dave is a guy that, you know, it's good that he's finally healthy and out there, and he's going to have to be the guy that's going to, you know, right now he's the guy that we feel is going to be the blocker for us and to do the things that we need to do there. And then Daniel's, you know, kind of that hybrid type guy who, you know, is more, you know, is kind of halfway between that tight end and that wide receiver. So again, we got to see, you know, throughout the spring what he's going to be able to give us, to see if we can create a package, you know, with having him in the ball game. And the same thing with Dave. So that's what we're going to try to do this spring, is to find out, you know, what each of those guys can do and how we can incorporate them into some kind of package to make us even more effective.
And where are you confident right now with the offensive line, their growth there 1 year later? What signs of encouragement are you seeing?
Well,
just in general.
I just see guys that want to, you know, guys that want to work and want to do things. I mean, it's, you know, I can't really make a comment on that right now because you know, we're not in pads or anything like that. But I like the way they've worked. I like the way they've approached things. And now what we got to do is we're going to have to just see how it plays out, you know, through the spring. But I like, you know, I like where we're going with them. And now, you know, the big thing there too is, you know, that we just got to get them more fundamentally sound. We got to get them to utilize their technique better. And but you know, we'll end up, you know, getting those guys to the point, you know, where they're going to be very, very functional and will do a good job for us.
No new injuries or anything today?
I don't think so. I don't think we had anything today. So. That was good, and as long as guys just do what we ask them to do in terms of tagging off, and not throwing guys down and tackling them and everything else, then we'll be okay.
How hard is it for those guys not to want to go full speed, tackle each other?
Well, it's hard. I mean, but again, you got to understand, you don't have the pads on. There'll be a time and a place, you know, for that. You know, it's like, you know, we'll go, because the first 2 days we got to be just in helmets, and then on Thursday we'll have some short yards and goal line work. But again, now they got to understand is, hey, we're trying to get everything down. We want to keep getting better fundamentally, and we want to keep getting better with technique. We want to make sure that we know exactly what we're doing. So when we get to Thursday, you know, then we'll have the chance to do some live scrimmaging and get them out there. But again, I thought the effort, the intensity, I thought the enthusiasm, you know, was really good. And, you know, when you have that, you know, then, you know, again, the first day, you know, it's not going to always be pretty, and they're going to be a little bit rusty. And now what we'll do is we'll go back and watch the film, and, you know, we'll sit down with them on Monday and show them the film and get all those things corrected and get ready for Tuesday.
Thanks.
Okay?